Okay, so I'm back today with another video about belief auditing. So this is a series of videos I'm going to be creating where in each one I look at a specific belief that is really common for us to adopt, for us to live by, but that is also completely disempowering. And in the video, I'm going to talk to you about what the belief is. I'm going to give a new perspective to help you realize why that belief is disempowering and give you a new belief that you could adopt that is empowering. So the belief today is the belief that it is wrong or bad to say no. Now, if you look at that exact same belief from a different angle, it could be that it is best or it is right or it is good to always say yes. So why is this a disempowering belief? For one, because it's unsustainable. None of us can say yes constantly, right? Unless we get completely burnt out, which many of us have experienced doing that. Another reason why this belief is disempowering is because it is based on someone else's value system. If you always have to say yes to anything that someone else asks of you or invites you to do, then you are choosing how you spend your time based on their value system and not your own. And I talk about that in other videos and how that's the opposite of intentional living and how we're going to be thrown all over the place and we're never going to feel really centered and grounded as long as we're not sure what our top values and our priorities are and living in harmony with that in a coherent state where our heart and our mind are aligned. And let me tell you, being able to get to that point where your heart and your mind are aligned is incredible, is incredibly fulfilling. So that's another reason why we want to get rid of this belief, right? So what could be a more empowering belief? If we don't think that, what else could we think? As we are invited to participate in things, as we have different things asked of us, what perspective could we cling to as we shift our belief to be more empowering? So first, I want you to think about this statement. Every time I say yes to something, I say no to 100 things. Every time I say no to something, I say yes to 100 things. I love this perspective because it is absolutely true. Oftentimes we look at our answer to something as if that is the one thing that is being affected, and it's not. The fact is, every time you say yes, you're choosing to say no to other things. Every time you say no, you're choosing to say yes to other things. How does this affect our personal fulfillment? Because life is fulfilling when we are saying yes to the things that are most important to us, to the things that are the highest on our priority and values level. That is when life is the most fulfilling to us. So for example, let's say you have a lot going in your schedule and someone invites you to be on some sort of board for volunteering. It could be a school board. It could be something at work. It could be something at church. It could be something at the gym you go to. It could be something in a different group that you're a part of. So let's just say that you're invited to be part of a board. So oftentimes, anytime there's an opportunity where we could say yes, if we have the belief that we should say yes, then that's just automatically what we do. So think about it in this way. If I say yes to being on this board, what am I saying no to? Interesting question, right? It's a different perspective. For me personally, maybe I'd be saying no to more leisure time. Maybe I'd be saying no to some really valuable time to exercise or to take care of myself. Maybe I'd be saying no to connection in other relationships and other things in my life. So as you can see, when we say yes, we're also saying no to other things. Here's one that's specifically pertinent to my life and I feel like just really hits home because it is so ingrained in my top values. So for me as a mother, my relationship and individual connection with each one of my children is really important to me. It's like one of my top three values, as I say in another video, they're kind of all woven together. My relationship with each of my children is in that top little pack of values. So let's say there's an opportunity for me to, there are just so many opportunities, honestly, of things to say no or yes to. But let's say someone asks me to come over and help them with something. That happens often. Someone might just call me and say, hey, can you come help me with this? Maybe it's, can you come watch my kids? Or maybe it's, can you help me with this project at my house? Or can you help me move this? Or these different things. So let's say someone asks me, can you come help me with this project at my house? If I say yes, what I've realized is that lots of times what I'm saying no to is that connection with my children, because I'm not going to have the time. I'm not going to have the energy. I'm not going to have the resources. We have to choose where we spend our time and energy on resources. And we have to make sure that we're putting those time, energy, and resources into the things that are feeding us back, into the things that are amplifying our energy instead of just draining it. Now, when I say we have to make sure, that's not a should. That's just if we want things to be really fulfilling, then that's something that we have to be cognizant of. So for me personally, that's a helpful thing when I'm deciding if I want to say yes or no to certain commitments, of thinking of my top values. And oftentimes the truth is my kids are the ones that get the short end of the stick if I overcommit to things. Because it's really easy with your individual family to just kind of put them on the back burner, even though for most of us, they would be in our top values. So I'm giving you permission to prioritize those things that are in your top values. So a more empowering belief is when I say yes to one thing, I say no to other things. When I say no to one thing, I say yes to other things. And I want, and I believe that fulfillment will come as I say yes to the things that are my highest priorities and are in line with my top values. So try it out. See if it works. Next time you have an opportunity, next time someone asks something of you, next time you have something you could commit to, remember this new belief and ask yourself, what do I really want to say yes to, and what do I really want to say no to? And see how it affects your life. Remember, like, share, and subscribe. Ding! Thanks so much. We'll see you next time.